The Sciforror Film Podcast. Hello and welcome back to the Sciforror Film Podcast. I am here, Andy Walker. I'm here with Badger as usual. Hello, Badger. How you doing?
How's it going? Yeah, I'm really good, thanks. How's it going your end? You all right?
Yeah. I'm just about recovering from the marathon of the Romford Horror Film Festival.
I've been there. I've been to see 24-hour film festivals and things like that. Anime, horror, I've been there, so I know exactly what you're going through.
It's great fun, and it's a really good festival to go to, but it is quite tiring if you know.
Yeah, I mean, some of the ones I've been to, they were really accommodating. They were giving away free Red Bull and popcorn and things like that. But that was back in the day. I don't know.
You don't get freebies like that. But no, it's not bad. I mean, price wise, it's not bad, and there's things there, and there's lots of food discounts you can get if you're wearing the sort of pass for the festival. You can get discounts on some of the food places in the mall. So it's pretty good. Okay, this is going to take a bit of doing, but
let's do this.
I'll try and report back as best I can. So we'll start off with day one, which they called Thirst Day. Thursday. So I don't know whether to go with the films I didn't see first, through the list of them first, and then to go on to the things I did see. That may be I don't know. Maybe that's the best way to do it.
I think so. Let's do that.
Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. So day one, the films I missed. Holocaust 2000, which is a 1977 Italian film starring Kirk Douglas. Archai, I think it's pronounced, which is a new independent film from Italy. Debone, which is another new independent film from South Korea. All the Colors of the Dark, which is a 1972 film, Italian horror film. What Have They Done to Your Daughter, which is a 1974 Italian horror film. The Damnation, which is a new independent film from Canada. Okay. Friday the 13th, the 1980 version. Again, I still haven't seen Friday the 13th. I didn't get to see
You must.
So it's just kind of like another one of those films that lots of people expect me to have seen that I never have.
Because it's one of those things that, even though it's the first one, it's probably one of the most original out the series, apart from Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
So, and obviously you've got Jason X, where they spice it up and he goes to future and things like that. But honestly, the first one's iconic because it's completely different to a lot of them,
The weird thing is, I've seen the reboot or the remake of it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the original one.
Yeah, it's like a soft reboot remake. And the original old school one with Kevin Bacon and all that sort of stuff is, really stands out.
Yeah.
And it's ironic that Jason is obviously an icon in horror, sort of like as a big serial killer and a big sort of slasher film icon, but yet the first one, the actual quality of the film, is better than the ones with Jason in. So it's quite ironic.
The thing is, I don't know why it kind of happened, but there was a definite thing when I was younger. There was a kind of split. You were either into Halloween or Friday the 13th. And I was always very much in the Halloween camp, so I never bothered with
Yeah.
I didn't bother watching it,
Yeah, I know what you mean. I would say that the first Friday the 13th is along the quality of The Burning. You've seen
All
that?
right,
Yeah. Obviously with less synth.
fair enough.
But yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I'd say the first Friday the 13th is on par with The Burning.
okay, fair enough. I will watch it one day. Right,
I'm gonna
so
make you. I'm gonna make you.
the, the next one is The House of Abraham, which was is a new independent film from the USA, which apparently I was talking to Spencer Hawking, the man who organises it all. He was saying that that was a film that he personally had a lot of people saying to him that they really liked.
All
So
right.
if you can find it, it might be worth checking it out.
Mm.
Next one was a retro one, Troll 2, which is the 1990 film from Italy. It's also known as Goblins, I think.
Okay.
Uh, then another retro one called What Have You Done to Solange, which is an Italian film from 1972. A new independent film called The Sunset Strip Killers, which is from the from the USA. So they were all the ones I didn't get to see. And three short films, one called True Love Waits, one called The Angel, and another one called Flyover, because they were all on with the feature films that I didn't get to see. So
Yeah. I mean, like we were saying before we went on air, it literally was impossible for you to be in three places at once.
absolutely. I mean, yeah, it was on like four or five different screens at different times, and things are being shown at the same time. So it's impossible to watch everything, all in one go. But I tried as much as possible to watch as many short films as I could. So, because I think that they don't get as much kind of coverage from things.
Mm.
So, first short thing I saw, period, they did whole blocks of short films.
Wow.
The first film was called Cringe. Uh, it's very good. It kind of like starts off with a kind of almost like a blind date. There's a kind of misunderstanding. It's funny. It starts ordinary, but then it gets funny and then silly, and it's quite good in the misunderstandings that become kind of like that they get out of hand and people end up dying and
Oh.
so but it's quite funny and quite good. I really liked that one. There
Mm.
was a film called Rot, which is very odd. Um it's kind of guy finds this black gloop in his flat that kind of takes over him.
All right.
It's strange.
Mm.
Dark Palette, which is the next one, which is a film about an artist who's doing a painting of a dead woman, but it needs to be done in the church, apparently, and then it's like goes into it's got a bit of a decent jump scare in it, and
Yeah.
it's
It
not
reminds
bad.
me of I think I can't remember if it's Edgar Allan Poe or not, but it reminds me of a sort of short story where he sort of forces his wife to sort of be painted, and then before he knows it, he's literally painting her, her like her corpse pretty much, because
All
he's
right,
forcing her to sort of very much reminds me of that sort of thing. Or there's a game called Layers of Fear that's very similar to that. So,
right,
if you like sort of independent cinema that sort of takes ideas from games, Layers of Fear, the very first one, very much like that. You're an insane artist going around your house collecting all bits of body parts to use on a painting.
lovely.
Yes.
Uh, mm,
A very interesting psychological horror.
yes.
Mm.
The next one I saw is called Love Machine. This is humorous, but it's for a certain type of humor. It's about a woman who tries a sex robot that goes wrong.
Yeah.
She has to fight him off with a giant dildo. So, it's quite funny.
Yeah.
Uh,
I know. I think they are going to attempt something mainstream like that. They're going to do a Megan one.
right.
Where, yeah, where it's like it's not going to be Megan, but it's going to be another robot. It's in that universe. So they've beaten them to the punch on the full screen. Yeah,
Quite literally beaten them to.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Next,
Dildos at the ready.
next one was called For Sale. It's a good effect. So there's a couple getting shown around a flat that basically the flat feeds off the people eating, viewing it. So it's quite good.
Is that a Japanese one or?
No, no, it was I can't remember where it came from actually. Let me have a look. No, it's an English one.
Oh, right, because
That's from England, yeah.
obviously, I think we talked about it before. How a lot in Chinese and Japanese culture, a lot of their horror comes from the building being possessed, doesn't it? And sort
Yeah.
of, so it'd be interesting having an English sort of take on that.
It's quite it was quite good and the effects were very well done. It was very,
Mm.
very good that.
What was that called?
It was called For Sale.
I'll have a look, see if I can find it. Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, Barney Pell Scholes and Thomas Harnett O'Meara were the
Mm.
makers.
I'll have a look, see if I can find it somewhere.
The next one was called In. I didn't. It's a very strange film, very odd camera effects. It's just I don't know how to explain it really. It's got lots of very strange sounds and
Mm.
very odd camera effects, and there's a group of people in it that kind of weird things happen to. And I didn't really get it, I don't think.
Oh.
Maybe it wasn't for me. I don't know. The next one is I went on the first day with my mate Charlie, and this was one of his favourite films of the day. It was a film called Chicken Feed.
All right.
It starts off with this guy making a smoothie, and he puts I think four whole eggs into this protein smoothie he's making, and then later on gets attacked by a chicken. Uh, but the thing is that the chicken that attacks him is basically is actually a stuffed toy. So
Oh,
it was
okay.
quite bizarre, but quite funny.
Mm.
There's a thing called Housewife, which is a bit odd. There's a woman sorting their house out and putting stuff in a loft extension. There's a doll's house that turns into a woman. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm. There's one. There were some very dark subject matters and things covered in some of these films. There was one called "Don't Cross the Line," which has, I mean, it could be triggering to some people because it does have this guy. He's in his garage, and he's kind of cutting his arms up and that sort of thing, and ends up killing his wife. But it's quite dark,
Yeah.
um, but interesting, and the effects are brilliant. The effect, yeah, the effects of the cutting and that sort of thing is really well done. But it
Yeah.
is a bit, you know,
Yeah.
it's a bit intense. I think if you're not ready for it, it could have been quite sort of
Really.
jarring.
Oof, yeah. But
Uh,
that's part of it, though, isn't it? The
yeah,
reaction. You know, obviously, there should be a warning on it when it goes out. But I think sometimes, like we've seen that other film the other week, and that was very much, woo, you know, we didn't really know what we were going into with that, and
yeah,
that made it all the more dramatic. You know.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. There was one called Hello, which is kind of a bit like I don't. There was a person, if you like, who was there was a guy there, and there was a person who kind of appeared to him. And the interesting thing about that was the idea of like what she did to herself happened to him.
Okay.
So it's like sort of she sort of bites one of her fingers off and his finger disappears.
Okay. Like she was like a voodoo doll sort of thing.
Yeah, but it was very interesting the sort of idea of her what she did affected him, and I thought that was very good,
Mm.
very clever thing of doing. Where are we? Oh yeah, the next one was called Surprise, which quite is what it says. Basically, it's a guy who I think you get the impression that he thinks his girlfriend's having an affair, so he
Mm.
goes after the bloke that he thinks she's having the affair with, and then goes home and finds out that what it is they've been planning a surprise birthday party for him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine how
Um,
that goes.
Then there was a film which was one of my favourites, I must say, and I will be interviewing the one of the lead actors in this. It was called A Mormon's Guide to Home Invasion.
Oh, okay.
It's a comedy horror. It's brilliant. It's got Cassandra Haswell in it. And it basically it's it's your typical kind of Mormon guy going around, have knocking on people's doors saying, "Have you thought about Jesus?" No, it's got anything, and he gets invited in by Cassandra's character, who is a non-binary occultist, um, and it's sort of like
Okay.
the the the,
Yeah.
the fun that ensues between the pair of them from
Yeah,
that.
that sounds fun.
It is really good. I really like that. So that was the first lot of shorts I saw. There were some really good ones. There's a few I wasn't sure about, but there were some good ones. Then I got to see a new independent film from America called Carry the Darkness.
Mm,
The director for this is Douglas Forrester. I was interested in this because it's set in 1993
mm.
in the USA, right at the peak of the satanic panic thing that went on in the 90s.
Okay.
So, it's got all of this stuff at the beginning. You've got clips and that shots of TV programs and of magazine articles and newspaper articles blaming, uh, horror films and heavy rock music and computer games for the rise of Satanism and all these kids turning away from the church and all this sort of thing. And it's got one of the main character in it is a guy who was, because he was into those sort of things, was
Yeah.
blamed for the death of somebody in town and did a
Okay.
couple of years in prison for it. Um, and then it goes on. It's kind of um, they go to this place, and it's kind of there's drawn into this thing where there's like technology which is being used to control people, and you don't know whether it's a demon. You think it's a demon, and you're not sure, and then it is. And what I mean. The thing about it is,
Yeah.
it was a it was a good story, and it was well
Mm.
made, but it's incredibly slow,
Right.
and you don't really. I didn't feel like it really had a great ending to it. It wasn't
Yeah.
bad, but it
No.
was like sort of. I wasn't didn't come away from it feeling very satisfied at the end of it.
Uh, we've been there before. I mean, that sort of thing reminds me of like cyberpunk, and
Yeah,
that's that whole fusion of evil with technology and all that sort of stuff. I'm getting that vibe. I mean, I don't think you've ever seen it, but Halloween 3, it definitely reminds me of
no,
that, where the masks have got chips in and they control, and they're
yeah,
going to
yeah,
explode overnight, and there's robots, and there's all this sort of stuff where they're harnessing the power from Stonehenge and using it electronically to create the end of the world and things like that. So those sort of stories are not new, but they're certainly less than you think. So
I was interested by the fact that it had this, as I say, this character who was the kind of victim of this whole satanic panic thing. Um, and it was kind of like, and it kind of led on from there. That would see to me was a really interesting idea.
mm,
But I just felt it was incredibly slow. It took ages to actually get to anything that you felt was going anywhere. And then at the end of it, it was all a bit sort of, you know.
yeah, it's a
But
shame. It's a
yeah,
shame when they end like that.
there was a short film on with that called Hide, which I really liked. It's about, you don't quite know what they're hiding from, but everybody, there's just sort of like a siren goes off and everybody hides in their houses, but they hide inside cupboards because whatever it is can get into the house, that sort of thing. And this guy is making sure his daughter is safe and that sort of thing. And then he ends up basically sacrificing himself for her,
Mm,
to whatever this thing is that kind of takes him. It was
mm.
it was good. It was well done and it was good. It was a kind of a long short film, if you like. But
Yeah, I know what you mean.
it wasn't too bad. I thought it was really well done. It was a really good idea, a good story. The next lot of short films I watched, the first one of these is called Asmodeus. Now, this was it is from Italy.
Mm.
Okay, it starts off with a satanic ritual style thing with some monks in a graveyard. Um, and they are chanting and worshipping this cross, which has an electric fan on the top of it,
Right, okay.
which starts working. Um,
Unusual.
yeah, and then yeah, it's the after that it's sort of like it goes to these people going to this holiday home, and yeah, they're being watched. You know, they're being watched by something. Um, and then this fan turns up. Interestingly, the blades of the fan are done. They almost look like sort of like knife blades,
Right.
thing like that. And this electric fan turns up and starts killing them. One guy gets strangled by the power cord, and the other people get sliced apart by the fan. And then this priest turns up and fights it off, and they bury it, and then somebody else finds it sort of years later. It's a very bizarre idea and
Yes.
very bizarre film, and it's also quite long for a short film. It is incredibly long.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what's going to happen? How, what? But, you know, it
The
was,
demonic fan.
yeah, very strange.
I'm getting killer sofa vibes. you know.
It's weird.
Mm.
There you go. Next one was called Inebriated. This was interesting. It was this woman has a bloke tied up, and he's kind of like obviously you think he may be possessed or whatever, and she's trying to do this thing of transferring the possession from him to somebody else. For me, what I found interesting is the fact that well, it had some people in it that I knew. There were two of the actors in it have been in
Mm.
loads of TV stuff, so you'll know them. But the interesting thing for me is the fact that she is an ex-addict. The guy she's got tied up as a boyfriend who is an addict. And I kind of I don't know if it's supposed to be like this, but I kind of got it as a sort of a thing where they're kind of drawing a line between addiction and possession, demonic possession.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of thought that was what they were trying to sort of get across. It was interesting effects and the great, interesting story, but it was kind of okay,
Mm.
you know. Um, Next one, this is weird. There's a film called Gumboro.
Okay.
I have absolutely no idea what this film was about.
Oh no.
Guy was being shown around the apartment. He was moved into the apartment. There's a bit where a pigeon flies into the apartment, and there's pigeons in the apartment above. He cuts his hand, and they don't know what's going on. Um, there's lots of strange noises and all sorts of weird things. And there was a room that's locked, and then all of a sudden it's not locked. And yeah, no idea to be honest. The thing about it was that it's a Greek film with no subtitles.
Oh
So
dear.
I had no idea what was going on at all because I couldn't understand anything that anyone was saying.
Yeah.
And it was all just kind of lots of really interesting imagery. And
Okay.
I don't know what the story was supposed to be.
No.
So, yeah. Uh, uh,
Oh.
the next film was a film called Pleased to Kill You, which is something, it's an interesting idea, something I've thought about before, where this guy he's going around to different people's houses and knocking on their doors, and then he's going in and killing them.
Mm.
And he knocks on the door of this guy who's another serial killer.
Oh, right.
So it's the two serial killers coming
Yes.
face to face. I thought that was a really good idea, and it works really well.
Interesting. So that one's one to worth watching then.
Yeah, Pleased to Kill You, definitely. Yeah, I thought it was worth watching. There's one called Lead Us Not, which was interesting. It's almost like three short films linked together,
Mm.
and it's all about giving in to temptation. And there's one set in an antique shop where people are robbing it. There's one with a guy, a farm with his wife. His wife, he's looking for his wife because I think it's about her cheating on him or something like that. Um, and then the last one is about a band where uh, this the ex-singer looks like he's going to kill the guy who's taken over from singing him, but they decides not to.
Mm.
But all the way through, there's this kind of like mummy-like creature which is kind of there,
Okay.
sort of overseeing what's going on because it's kind of like he is kind of like when you give in to temptation, you give yourself to this creature effectively.
Okay. Yeah. Mm.
So that was, you know. Next one was another interesting one called Killer Gotchi.
Okay.
Yeah, it starts off with basically like a computer games advert with your kids watching it, and this computer game is basically a Tamagotchi type thing, but it's one that feeds on blood and things.
Right.
And it looks very interesting, but again, that was from Spain actually, even though it comes across as being almost like a Japanese type thing. Uh,
Mm.
it's quite odd, but the thing about it is that again there were no subtitles,
Oh.
so I could only go what I could see rather
Mm.
than what I knew was going on.
Right. Okay. Which is a
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah, it looked interesting, but I wasn't absolutely sure I understood exactly what was happening.
Maybe that's something to bring up with the festival next time. Is that they need to put the subtitles.
Yeah, the ones that haven't got subtitles, they either need to put closed captions on, or they need to impress on people the need for subtitles as it's going to be shown to an English speaking audience.
Mm.
Um, what we got there? The next one was called Itch, which oh yeah, she basically this woman goes for a blind. I'm really quite miffed. She goes to I think it's the second date maybe or whatever, but she goes to this guy's house and he still lives with his mother. And then, I mean, the obvious thing happens, which is she goes into the wrong room and finds that his mother is actually no longer with us.
Very Norman Bates.
Yeah, something like that. Um, then there was a film called The Tenant, which is about a woman who's had a row with her boyfriend and goes to stay in a like an Airbnb. But there's somebody or something else in the
Mm.
Airbnb with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's not bad. It wasn't a bad film. It was not totally original, but it was very well done and the effects were quite good. So, it goes.
Reminds me of Barbarian. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't, but
Oh,
I've heard a
that's
lot
definitely
about
one
it.
to watch. Yeah. If you've not seen Barbarian, I'd definitely recommend it. It's but that is once again, I wouldn't say trigger warning worth, but definitely squeamish worth.
Fair
Be
enough.
ready to cringe and you go, ugh, you know.
The next one was called Daniel's Room. It's about a woman going back to her family home, which is being sold up and that sort of thing, and her memories and that sort of thing. And she goes there, and her brother Daniel is in the house, but it turns out he's a ghost.
Mm.
Yeah. There's quite a strange one, a very short one called Cadaverous, which was in black and white, which made a nice change.
Mm.
I didn't understand what was going on. It was kind of this woman was putting books on a shelf, which then some of them threw themselves off the shelves, and there were these strange noises, and I think it was supposed to be a ghost, but I'm not absolutely sure.
Oh, okay.
And it was
Yeah.
it wasn't bad, but it was
I
very
mean,
short and it was
yeah.
okay.
Well, cadaver is like a dead, like a really gross dead body, isn't it? It's like a
Yeah,
yeah. Did it, did it have anything to do with dead body?
not that I could see, no.
Hmm.
I don't really know what that's about. The next film was a mainstream, very mainstream film, brand new film out called Cold Storage.
Yes,
It's
we've
now
been
out in
talking
the
about
cinema
this.
now.
Yeah.
Cast of this is Joe Keery, Georgina Campbell, Liam Neeson, Leslie Manville, Daniel Rigby, and Vanessa Redgrave. Quite bizarre casting. The director is Johnny Campbell. I really liked this film. It's a comedy horror with sort of sci-fi elements to it and that sort of thing. Um, what I like is the fact that I mean I haven't seen the newest God, I can't remember how it's called now. The police squad thing,
Oh yeah, Naked Gun.
Naked Gun. I haven't seen the latest one, the new one, but I
Yeah,
get the feeling it's a similar sort of thing to that. He is funnier
yeah.
because it is played absolutely straight.
I
Liam Neeson plays it absolutely as a straight down
really
the line action
wow,
movie.
wow. And it's got the guy from Stranger Things in it, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't remember
yeah.
his name, but yeah.
Yeah, he's really good. It's really good. I mean, basically, you've got two younger people who are working in this storage place. And Liam Neeson and Leslie Manville play people who have dealt with this alien fungus thing before,
Mm,
and they get sent in to deal with it. Um, but yeah, especially Liam Neeson and Leslie Manville, but almost all the cast play it absolutely so straight
mm,
that you know there are a few comedic lines from the two younger people and that
mm.
that sort of thing, but most of it is just sort of like straight kind of action movie, which is brilliant. I
Wow.
really loved it.
Obviously I haven't seen it yet, but I do get Evolution vibes,
Well, no, it's
David Duchovny.
it kind of reminded me more of Return of the Living Dead.
Okay.
I know it isn't zombies, but it's kind of this fungus that takes over the bodies of these people, and it is, yeah, it kind of reminded me a bit of that. It had that kind of feel to it. Um, but what I loved is the fact that Vanessa Redgrave plays this woman who goes into she's got a storage unit, and she goes in there and falls asleep. But she's got all her dead husband's stuff in there, including a gun. And at some point in the film, for no particular reason, she hears the shooting outside, comes outside and shoots this bloke in the head. And it's like, I've never seen Vanessa Redgrave in a film like this. But
Brilliant.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good film, really worth a look.
Mm. Oh, I'll definitely give it a look then.
Okay, next short film was called The Pearl Comb. This apparently has been shortlisted for an Oscar,
Mm.
and it's set in Cornwall in 1893. It's got a great look to it. It's kind of folk horror. It's about mermaids, that sort of thing. Excellent effects, especially the creature effects. My only problem with it
Mm.
is like a few films that I saw over this weekend. I looked at the effects and I thought they look really great. Are they AI?
Oh, right.
And I
Yeah.
know it's terrible that you have to start thinking that way because I don't like AI. I don't
No,
want to watch AI.
no.
But I know that there are some people out there using it, and it's difficult to tell sometimes whether it is or not.
Mm.
But I thought it was a good film.
I think now they have to blatantly say if they're using AI, they have to put it in the description of the film and things like that.
Yeah, I think
So,
so. I don't
you'll have
know.
to look at the description on the reviews and stuff because they have to say if they're using it now.
Yeah, but it was good, and the effects were great, and the acting was really good as well. I thought it was a really good film.
Mm.
There's one called The Resonance, which is supposedly based on a true story of psychoanalysis to do with possession. I don't know if it's just sort of like, it's one of those based on a true story just for this story. You know what I mean? It's not
I know what
really
you mean.
based on.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
It's just a woman listening to audio cassettes of the interviews that were done with this person who was supposedly possessed, and then she gets taken over herself.
Oh, okay. What,
Uh,
because of the tapes?
yeah.
Very Evil Dead. Very Evil Dead. Yes.
The last film I saw on the first day, I have to say, was one of my favourites of the weekend, the whole weekend. It was a new independent film called Severed Road.
Okay.
The director is Benjamin L. Brown. This is a good, old-fashioned, old-style slasher movie.
Oh, lovely.
Group of friends go away to a place in the country for the weekend. They decide to have this silly race through the countryside, and they come across this kind of mountain man who is just a psychopath, basically.
Okay.
Um, but one of the good things about it, one of the things I really did like, I mean, the effects are really good, and the kills were brilliant. They were done really well, and the character was great. Yeah, the mountain man was excellent. But what I did like is the fact that there's a bit where this woman, one of the women, runs out of the forest, and there's a truck coming down the road,
Hmm.
and she waves the truck down. And the guy gets out of the truck, and as soon as I got out of the truck, I thought, "Oh, hang on a minute, that's Kane Hodder."
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah, and I thought, "Is he working with the Mountain Man? Because he sort of goes around to help her into the truck, and while he's standing there at the door, while she's got in the truck, all of a sudden this massive like machete type thing comes out of nowhere and goes straight through his back and through the door of the
Oh,
truck."
wow.
He's only in it for a few seconds, but it was just like, wow, I wasn't expecting that.
No, yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. So that was a
But
nice little cameo to
yeah,
add it
it was a
in.
really good film. I really enjoyed it. As I say, it kind of took me like right back to watching like old sort of 1980s slasher movies.
Oh, so
Yeah,
that's definitely one on the list for me then.
definitely. I think you would love that film. It's called Severed Road and definitely worth checking out.
Mm.
So yeah, my favourites on that day, Severed Road and Cold Storage were favourite feature films. As far as the shorts went, Cringe, Mormon's Guide to Home Invasion, and The Pearl Comb were probably my favourite ones. Um, God, that was a long day.
Yes, yes.
That was only day one.
Wow.
I know.
Wowzers.
It gets crazy sometimes. And the thing is that outside of the films, they have like stalls and things there. They have over the weekend. They also have guests coming to sort of like you get people who are like horror film actors and things
Mm.
like that coming to sort of like sign stuff and all that kind of thing. So it's really there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, when I went the other year, we went to see Peter Rabbit, which was like a slasher sort of film, obviously based on Peter Rabbit,
Yeah.
and and I think that's on YouTube now. It wasn't before, but it's on YouTube now. And I met a lot of the stars of the film as we came out the cinema, it was like they were all standing there and asking their opinions. And I shook some hands, greased some palms, and they were very interesting people to talk to.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was a lot of people there who were in the independent films and that sort of thing, but there were also guests there, people who've been in films years ago. There was a lady there who was one of the Cenobites from the Hellraiser films.
Oh wow! So some proper
Pauline,
dream queens
oh
then.
yeah, Pauline Peart, who was in some Hammer films and things like that. Lawrence Harvey was there. Bless him. Which people will know mainly from I think, from the Human Centipede films.
Oh,
But he's been in loads and loads of horror films and that sort of thing. But he was there, really nice guy. And there were a few other people there. There's a guy who played Superman in uh, was it Small? No, not Smallville. I can't remember. He played Superman in a recent sort of recent TV series that wasn't about Superman.
was it one of the Arrow films, like the Arrow show?
I'm not sure. No, I don't think so. I think it's even more recent than that.
Oh, okay.
So, but I can't remember. But yeah, there were a few people there, that sort of thing. So, okay. The Sciforror Film Podcast.